Well, hello there everyone, Cobra 8000 here, and we're finally back to World of Tanks, and today we're going to be reviewing the VK100 1OP. Probably one of the heaviest tanks in the game. It probably has the most armor out of any Tier 8. Now, in this first match, it's really going to showcase its armor. Its gun's terrible, so don't rely on that. And main point of this tank is to really be out in front of the enemy and be taking shots for your team. You really want to push in, side scrape, face hug people. Just try and push the line, and as long as people are shooting at you, they're not shooting at people who are more mobile, more important, and who don't have armor, or who have less armor than you. Now we're going to push up on this IS-6 here, because he's in a really bad spot. Now, we have a IS-5 right next to us, who's going to push up with us, and they're focused on me and not on him. Same thing with the T-51. Now they've switched targets. In a minute here, it'll show the armor really playing. Now I'm wiggling back and forth to create angles that'll make it much harder to be penetrated. Now we're going to push on the Chrysler and start putting pressure onto him. And what you also want to do is you want to try and angle your turret, your cheek, so that way they'll be harder to penetrate. Same thing with the hatch. Now, like I said, this isn't the most reliable gun in the game. You also have the most hit points of any Tier 8 heavy tank. So we're going to finish off the 100 while someone else gets the Chrysler. And that's the armor really playing for us there. We bounced over 1,000 damage. We did over 1,000 damage. As you can see, we got one penetration on the Pantera. We did damage to the other ones, and we were really just putting ourselves in harm's way. Let's move on to the next one. Now, again here, I want to remind you, you want to be out in front taking hits for your team. When people shoot you, they're not shooting other people that are more likely to be penetrated, like the Tiger, the T-34, your tank destroyers. When people focus on you, not only do they waste a lot of their shots, because most of the time, unless you're just sideways, they're not going to penetrate you. Keeping your turret angled and sometimes throwing your gun up and wiggling it in front of the hatch will also really help you. Now we're going to push up right here and put ourselves right in front of the IS-5. Now we don't penetrate him, but he doesn't penetrate us. And in reality, for him, that's a shot wasted. Now we're going to take one from the right, from the 100, the SU-152. We're going to take one from the IS-5. Probably the only hits we're going to take throughout this match. In terms of taking damage anyways. Now, like I said, the gun's not reliable. Don't expect to hit something. Now again, we're going to keep ourselves in front of the IS-5. We're going to move back and forth. And really, you want to be as aggressive as possible in this tank. Now, unfortunately, the Panther pinned us. We bounced the second one. And now we're going to push this right flank. We're going to put pressure on the 150. So we've bounced over 1,000 damage. That's another very nice bounce right there. Now we're going to push directly onto this flank and get right into the Panther and into the 100. Now we're going to bounce another shot from the Panther. And we're going to push the 150. Well, he's going to push, miss. And the Panther pushes around, we hit him. And now we're going to finish off the 150. And then we're going to push right back on... We're going to kill the Panther too. Now we're going to push the last two tanks. And what I want to remind you is that this tank is all about being in front of everyone. Being the target. Now we hit a miraculous shot here. And that's 2,000 damage and almost 2,000 bounced. This tank is all about frontline combat. Being right up in the middle of the enemy's fire. You're tanky enough where you can take a lot of hits. You need to really, really push people. Here's another great one. This will be the last one. Of just really being aggressive. And you really need your team as well. If your team's not helping you, then, well, there's no really point to you being aggressive. Now, we're going to go to C. Which is very good for this map. They're going to go A. And you also have to remember, this tank is slow. It's got bad DPM. It isn't exactly the most mobile tank, but its traverse speed is so good. Its turret traverse and its hull traverse is really good for a heavy tank. Now we're going to push up to C here. We're going to let the rest of our teammates take it. And we're going to realize they're at A. Now, I don't like pushing around, and I know that's probably not what we were going to do. But if you're at the corner here, just push down into the city. Don't try and flank them unless you're in a medium or a light. Now, there's a medium up there. They've got two lights, and there's the Bulldog. Don't do this if you're in a light tank against this thing. He rams me. So we've killed him. And now this EXP is going to come out. When he does, we're just going to angle. Because I'm going to have to load armor APCR to penetrate him. And we put one right through his turret. And now we're going to turn and back up, because there's a T-49. Now, he's nasty. So we take one from the 32. And we're going to push up and we're going to help finish. We're going to assist in killing the mutant. Now, there's the Hellfire. Now, our light, I don't know what he was doing at the beginning of the game, because all of his hit points are gone now. So now we're going to put pressure on the T-44, who's put himself in a pretty bad position as well. Now he gets tracked, and we're just going to push him right up against the wall. And this tank's real heavy. You don't want to get squished between it, or get caught into a really strong firefight with it. And again, you just really have to be willing to put yourself out there. Now, this is the least bounced, but it's also my more aggressive one. And we're going to ram the SU. We bounce one off the back. We take out the SU, and we win the match. This is by far the best heavy tank at tier 8. Well, that's it. That's all for the video. I hope everyone has a good day, and I will see y'all in the next one.